We're starting off with Drew McIntyre, as the Scottish psychopath recently made a surprise return to ICW's After Hours event in Scotland, marking a nostalgic homecoming to the promotion where he first became the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion. During the event, as ICW champion Jack Jester stood in the ring, McIntyre's WWE entrance music filled the arena, signaling his unexpected appearance. McIntyre entered the ring and initially teased a confrontation with Jester, only to warmly embrace him before delivering a brief promo. Video clips capturing McIntyre's return have circulated widely on social media, including posts shared by McIntyre himself, showcasing the emotional moment of his reunion with ICW fans. McIntyre's history with ICW dates back to 2006, when he was crowned the promotion's first ever world champion, holding the title for 280 days in his initial reign. Following his WWE tenure and subsequent release, McIntyre returned to ICW from 2014 to 2017, reclaiming the World Championship during this period. With McIntyre enjoying overwhelming hometown support, the stakes are already high. However, looming in the background is a figure from McIntyre's past, CM Punk. Despite their history, Drew McIntyre has chosen not to actively pursue Punk after their previous encounters in WWE. Recently, speculation arose when a fan shared a photo of CM Punk in Scotland, suggesting he might make an appearance at WWE Clash at the Castle. If Punk does decide to show up at WWE's prestigious event, it could have significant implications for McIntyre's championship aspirations. As their rivalry has been fraught with intensity in the past, Punk's involvement could potentially alter the course of the World Heavyweight Championship match, adding a layer of unpredictability to the already intense showdown. What do you think? Should CM Punk interfere in the bout, or should it just be a two-sided affair? Sound off in the comments below. At WrestleMania 40, The Rock made a highly anticipated return to the ring, teaming up with Roman Reigns in his first advertised match in 11 years. Speaking with Mike Coppinger in an interview with ESPN, The Rock shared some information regarding his recent return, as well as dropping a massive hint about what's to come for WrestleMania 41. Regarding his return, The Rock said he drew inspiration from a scene in the first Rocky film and described feeling a connection to the, quote, "I just want to go the distance," emphasizing the pressure and expectations leading up to WrestleMania. The Rock also expressed satisfaction with how the match unfolded, considering it worked out phenomenally well, despite never having wrestled Rollins or Rhodes before. While The Rock and his bloodline came out as losers on Sunday night, he promised that his feud against Cody Rhodes was far from over on the Raw following WrestleMania 40. Looking forward, he teased ambitious plans for WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, hinting at creating the biggest WrestleMania and the biggest match of all time. "We're on the 1-yard line to create the biggest WrestleMania of all time and the biggest match of all time at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. I'll just leave it at that, final boss style." The Rock is expected to wrestle another match in 2024 before WrestleMania 41 as well. Nonetheless, we will have to wait and see what the WWE will have planned for the Great One at WrestleMania 41. Do you feel WrestleMania 41 might become the biggest show of all time? Let us know in the comments section below. At NXT Battleground, Tatum, Paxley, and TNA's Ash, by elegance, cost Jordynne Grace the opportunity to defeat Roxanne Perez and win the NXT Women's Championship. Friday, Paxley answered Grace's open challenge for the shot at the Knockouts World Championship, while Ash watched from the entranceway. The NXT star turned in the performance of her career and probably silenced some doubters along the way as she hung with the Juggernaut in what was a good, competitive, back-and-forth match. The ending was predictable, with Grace delivering the Juggernaut driver for the undisputed victory, but it did not adversely affect the overall quality. After the match, Ash, by elegance, attempted a sneak attack with a pair of bejeweled knuckles, only to be sent crashing to the arena floor. Grace added insult to injury, pouring champagne all over her prospective #1 contender for good measure. Now, WWE has been experimenting and attempting new things since coming under Triple H's control. The corporation has made several shifts so far, and it appears that the Paul Levesque era, which began with WrestleMania 40, has already decided on its next major step. Everyone has always looked forward to every WWE Premium Live event that occurs every year. Some PLEs have been in place for many years, while others were discontinued a few years after their introduction. Bad Blood was one such PLE that was dropped in the same manner. Now, there are strong indications that WWE is considering resurrecting the Bad Blood pay-per-view event for an upcoming special presentation. Originally introduced during the Attitude Era, Bad Blood gained prominence and was notably revived in 2003 and 2004, featuring iconic Hell in a Cell matches involving top WWE superstars like Triple H, Kevin Nash, Shawn Michaels, and Mick Foley. Recent reports from PWInsider.com suggest that creative pitches have been made to revive the Bad Blood name, possibly aligning with an October slot. This timing would commemorate the anniversary of the first ever Hell in a Cell match in WWE history, which took place on October 5, 1997, between The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. A bout that also saw the chilling debut of the Kane character. Moreover, October 5, 2024 falls on a Saturday, making it a fitting date for WWE's potential themed event, especially considering WWE's partnership with Peacock for streaming. Do you want to see WWE bring back the Bad Blood pay-per-view event? Let us know in the comments section below. During Roman Reigns' absence, Solo Sikoa has assumed leadership of the Bloodline, with Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa also aligning themselves with the faction. This shift in power has reportedly caused friction within the group, particularly with Paul Heyman struggling to adapt to Sikoa's leadership style. Tensions have steadily risen in recent weeks, hinting at potential internal strife within the faction. In an intriguing development, Hikuleo is poised to make his WWE debut and join the Bloodline ranks. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE seems to be setting the stage for a showdown between Reigns and Sikoa, possibly positioning Reigns as the protagonist in this unfolding narrative. Speculation swirls around the role of Paul Heyman, whose allegiances may shift as the storyline progresses. Questions also abound regarding how other key figures like Jimmy and Jey Uso, Hikuleo, and Jacob Fatu will influence the storyline's trajectory. The emergence of Tama Tonga as a prominent figure alongside Solo Sikoa suggests a potential clash with Jey Uso down the line. Meltzer's analysis raises the prospect of Reigns vs. Sikoa headlining a major WWE event, possibly culminating at WrestleMania or even SummerSlam, given the intricate build-up expected. Furthermore, WWE's trademark filing for Tala Tonga, likely to represent Hikuleo as Tama Tonga's brother, hints at future rivalries and alliances involving the Tonga and Uso clans. Trios matches featuring these family-based factions could be on the horizon, adding layers to an already compelling storyline. With Roman Reigns' rumored return slated for July, fans eagerly await whether the tribal chief will embrace a heroic persona upon his comeback and potentially confront Solo Sikoa in a high-stakes rivalry. What are your thoughts on Roman Reigns possibly transitioning to a babyface role? Share your opinions in the comments below. SmackDown news now, as the American Nightmare and the Phenomenal One met one last time before squaring off in a brutal I Quit match at WWE Clash at the Castle and got engaged in a heated verbal exchange. During that altercation, AJ Styles labeled Cody Rhodes as a quitter, taking the WWE Universe down memory lane. He outrightly mentioned Cody Rhodes quitting promotions in the past, such as WWE, TNA, and ROH, and also subtly mentioned AEW, the same company Cody and his friends started with Tony Khan back in 2019. While it is rare that WWE actually name drops AEW on its television programming, it has mentioned them in the past and vice versa. The segment ended with tensions that were evident as both Styles and Rhodes gear up for their physical encounter for the undisputed WWE Championship. What are your thoughts on AJ Styles referencing AEW during a verbal altercation with Cody Rhodes on SmackDown in Scotland? Sound off in the comments. More news on Cody Rhodes, as his next feud is already in motion as per Dave Meltzer. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Meltzer noted that the next significant feud on the horizon for Cody Rhodes is likely to be with Solo Sikoa. It's anticipated that Solo Sikoa, amidst his involvement with the Bloodline faction, could emerge as a formidable challenger for Rhodes' title in the near future. The exact timing and nature of a potential feud with Solo Sikoa remains to be seen. Sikoa's current obligations with the Bloodline add an intriguing layer of complexity to the potential matchup. As fans await developments post-Clash at the Castle, the prospect of Cody Rhodes vs. Solo Sikoa promises an exciting clash of styles and personalities. Are you eager to witness this showdown between Rhodes and Sikoa? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Since parting ways with WWE, Riddle has been actively involved in various wrestling promotions, including Major League Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling, and also tons of indie promotions. The King of Bros took to Twitter and informed his fans and followers that he would be unable to attend both tonight's and tomorrow's shows. He explained that while en route to the airport, the Uber he was traveling in got into an accident. As a result of the accident, he had to go to the hospital to undergo a medical evaluation. Riddle disclosed that he sustained a concussion along with various bumps and bruises from the accident, but reassured everyone that he would ultimately recover. Matt Riddle's current injury is a concerning development, and we wish him a swift recovery. As he has sustained a concussion and other injuries, they will likely keep him sidelined for an extended period of time. A brand new QR code appeared during Friday's episode of WWE SmackDown, leading to even more clues of the mysterious figure teasing their arrival. The latest code once again led to the website from a few weeks ago, this time with a bit of a puzzle. Scrolling to the bottom of the page and entering in a password, "thank you," into the recycle bin unlocked 6 new images for fans to look at. The new images were of hand-drawn messages left on a desk. Amongst images that included stick figures in a notebook, messages that read, "Do you want to meet them?" and "Set them free" could be seen. In other images, drawings of a mysterious face and a framed image of a white rabbit could also be seen. Finally, the last image was a note that read the date of June 17th, 2024. Underneath it was a statement that read, "You will behold what we have become," potentially teasing a debut for Uncle Howdy and his mysterious return. How well do you feel Uncle Howdy's return will be handled on WWE television? Let us know in the comments section below. Joe Hendry is making headlines in the wrestling world of late thanks to the rumors surrounding his WWE debut. According to this intrigue, he is now featured on a billboard outside the OVO Hydro in Glasgow, Scotland, which is the venue for Saturday's WWE Clash at the Castle 2024 pay-per-view. The billboard displays Henry's image for 10 seconds every minute. Fightful is reporting that the recent references to Hendry's catchphrase, "Say his name and he appears" on WWE TV, particularly on this week's episode of NXT TV, were pre-planned. The ongoing collaboration between WWE and TNA Wrestling, evidenced by Jordynne Grace's appearances on NXT TV and at NXT Battleground, raises the possibility of Hendry appearing at WWE Clash at the Castle, Scotland. Before achieving significant success in NJPW and later WWE, AJ Styles established himself as one of TNA Wrestling's standout talents for several years. Towards the conclusion of his time in TNA, AJ Styles' booking and treatment began to draw criticism as he was not utilized to the extent many believed he deserved. The situation escalated when TNA underpaid Styles, which ultimately led to his departure from the promotion. Styles made it clear he was not happy about being overshadowed in TNA. AJ recently spoke with Cultaholics Fraser Porter about the potential for a crossover between WWE and TNA, and Styles made it clear he does hope he can return to TNA. I would say that hopefully something like that happens. It's good for not only talent in WWE to go to TNA, TNA to come to WWE, it's better for the younger talent to get in the ring with some people who have different styles. It's very important that we are well-rounded, and you can't do that all in NXT. So the fact that we're going to be able to do that somewhere else is great. AJ Styles is set to challenge Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship at Clash at the Castle on June 15th, so we'll have to see how that will turn out before any potential TNA return. Do you want to see AJ Styles return to TNA again this year? Let us know in the comments section below. Back to SmackDown now, as Chelsea Green and Piper Niven received a strong pop as they came to the ring to open tonight's SmackDown. The local star Niven was at ringside for Green as she faced Naomi, who had WWE Women's Champion Bayley in her corner. Green cut a pre-match heel promo to taunt the babyfaces, promising to beat Bayley's glowy girlfriend before she and Niven both become Women's Champion on Saturday. The big news coming out of the SmackDown opener is a change to Green's Hot Mess entrance theme, which was produced by Def Rebel last year. As seen in the clip below, WWE added a snippet of Samantha Irvin's introduction of Green to the theme song. The unique addition repeats throughout the song and is especially interesting due to a previous backstage Raw report. During the SmackDown opener, Bayley ended up assisting Naomi, then distracting Niven at ringside so that her long-term friend could get the roll-up. After the match, Bayley and Naomi celebrated, while the Lunatic Lush was consoled by the former Dewdrop. Green later confronted Naomi backstage, distracting her and Bayley so that Niven could lay them both out as a way to welcome them to Scotland. The former TNA Knockouts World Champion commented that the Women's Championship will belong to her and Niven after Piper's match with Bayley at tomorrow's Clash at the Castle PLE. More from SmackDown now, as Grayson Waller and Austin Theory were out to host an episode of The Grayson Waller Effect with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa as their guests. Gargano tried to plant some seeds of doubt in Theory's mind about Waller and tried to convince him he could be successful on his own. The segment ended in a fight that saw Theory take 2 shots meant for Waller to further build tension between them. The next match saw Apollo Crews looking to get some retribution against Legado del Fantasma for a backstage attack last week. His opponent was Santos Escobar, who immediately found himself being thrown with a belly-to-belly suplex. Crews and Escobar can both do some incredible high-flying moves, but the former Intercontinental Champion had a sizable power advantage. Escobar was able to take control, but surprisingly, Baron Corbin came to Crews' aid and took out Angel and Berto. The rest of the match was an even back-and-forth fight until Elektra Lopez tripped Crews on the top rope. Escobar rolled him up for the pin to end a solid match that is definitely going to lead to Crews and Corbin teaming up in the coming weeks. The next bout featured Nia Jax and Mia Yim taking out their frustrations with each other after they got into a fight backstage. Michin didn't even wait for Jax to get to the ring before diving into her. Jax ended up winning in a very short contest that almost counts as a squash. This week's main event was the big showdown between Kevin Owens and Solo Sikoa, a match many people probably expected to be on the card for Clash at the Castle. These are 2 men who pride themselves on hard-hitting offense, so it shouldn't surprise anyone to read that this was the best match of the night. KO would have had the fight won if it weren't for Paul Heyman putting Sikoa's foot on the bottom rope. Going after him was KO's downfall, and 2 Samoan spikes put him down for the 3 count. Tama Tonga and Tongaloa immediately ran into the ring and attacked Owens until Randy Orton came out for the save. WWE has been presenting an array of successful PLEs ever since a new era dawned upon WWE. The company, after the WWE Clash at the Castle in Scotland, will present one of the most exciting shows in its history, WWE Money in the Bank, set to take place on Saturday, July 6, 2024 at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. In an early discussion about the possible winners for the namesake ladder match this year, WrestleVote stated on their X space that main event Jey Uso is being considered as the top candidate to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. Jey Uso has been a prime fixture for WWE television on the Raw roster ever since he began his run as a singles competitor. Moreover, his popularity has been on the rise ever since, and he has recently dominated the company's merchandise sales as well. In regards to Money in the Bank, Jey Uso was also the first male WWE superstar to declare himself for the ladder match. With WWE considering him as the top pick for the win, this could elevate his career to greater heights and possibly earn him the much-deserved world title run that he has been pursuing for so long. Do you think Jey Uso will become Mr. Money in the Bank next month at WWE's PLE? Sound off in the comments. Now, Drew McIntyre did not appear during the SmackDown broadcast in Glasgow, but he came out to a massive pop for the post-show Dark main event. The Raw superstar proceeded to defeat Sheamus in a back-and-forth brawl and also shared a message for those in attendance. It's been an interesting past few days for Ludwig Kaiser. Despite not being on the Clash at the Castle card, he made sure to make his presence known and brutally trolled the Glasgow crowd after WWE SmackDown went off the air. After the match, McIntyre briefly broke character as his opponent Sheamus praised the Scottish crowd and told McIntyre it was his destiny to become World Heavyweight Champion again, with the villainous McIntyre breaking character to smile and appreciate him. SmackDown this week was aired on a tape delay, as the episode was recorded well over 6 hours before it aired. This also happened to coincide with the opening match of the Euro 2024 soccer tournament, where Germany, Kaiser's native country, defeated Scotland 5-1. By the time SmackDown went off the air, the match was still going on, and Germany were 3-0 up. In a perfectly timed troll move, Kaiser came out wearing the German national team soccer jersey and was brutal to the Scottish crowd as he lifted up 3 fingers to indicate the score at the time. He would lose to Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn in the dark match of the night. This week's SmackDown was the typical go-home show before a PLE, though it was a bit light on action in favor of selling a lot of the big feuds. Naomi and Green had a decent bout, and Crews and Escobar were fine, but Owens vs. Sikoa is the only match you should go out of your way to see. The Scottish crowd was as wildly boisterous as expected, and if Clash at the Castle has a similar audience, then we're going to get another show with some amazing pops and fun chants. With 5 titles on the line this weekend and 3 bouts with Scottish superstars competing, a title change is a real possibility and makes this event a bit more unpredictable than usual. What is your verdict on this week's SmackDown? Sound off in the comments below.